All right, so we'll take apart 3 different 22 caliber suppressors. We've got the AAC Element 2, Dead Air, Mask HD, Q El Camino. So the AAC requires a little spanner wrench tool that it comes with. So we have to undo the end cap. And then the baffle stack, in order to get it out, it comes also with this tool that you have to put into the 1/2 by 28 threads where the muzzle goes. And then you can do this by hand, and this will push out the baffle stack. Fast forward mode there. And I think that should be the last. Nope, one more.
And how long since the last time this one has been cleaned?
Oh, that is all of them. I would guess this one has
It's a good bit of residue there.
100 rounds through it. So that one's now taken apart. We can clean the baffles. The baffles all can be thrown into the ultrasonic cleaner. The baffles on this one, I'll show you when we put it back together. They're keyed, so they go together pretty easily.
Okay.
So that's disassembly AAC Element 2. All right, here's the Dead Air. Also requires a spanner wrench to get the end cap off. So that's the first thing we do, is take off the end cap. This one was recently cleaned, so that one fell out.
Yeah, nice
but
and shiny.
we'll have to unscrew now. On this one, we can unscrew the back mounting area as well. And then we can get into our stack of baffles and push them out.
There we go. When they're clean, they come out quite nicely.
There's one stuck in there.
And these are all titanium, so you can be a little rough.
Actually, I think these are stainless steel here.
Oh.
With the titanium tube. So that's all of the baffles out of the stack.
Okay.
This one's very interesting. It has a initial blast chamber with an initial blast baffle. So they have to go in order when we put it back together, and they're also keyed. And we'll do that in a second when we put that together. So that one was clean, came apart fairly easily, although you see I had to use the tool still, or my fingers or some way to get the last ones through.
Yep.
Also requires the use of the spanner tool.
So let me pull that out there. Spanner tool. Note the 3 prongs.
Now this is the Q El Camino. No tools required on this one. No specialized tools. We use a 1/2 inch socket, fits right on there to remove the end cap. This one probably also has maybe 150 rounds through it. And what's interesting with the Q is even with that many rounds, that just slides right out, the baffle stack. All right.
Interesting.
And then each of these baffles is actually the same, which is kind of nice because you don't have to worry about how they're keyed or anything. So this one's pretty dirty, but we're also going to just put it back together just like that. So, and that gets to putting these bad boys back together. I want to start with the Element. The first baffle is the one that has the little extra blast chamber there. And just slide that in. And then you just slide the baffles in. And I think you might they might tell you to stack them first, but I found that if you just twist them when you put them in,
Twist and
they find their little, you can hear them clicking.
No, that's the keys, correct?
And that's the little keyed part of that, so that
Okay.
and that one's already lined up. So then we just put our end cap on, use our spanner tool to tighten. And that one's reassembled. Not too bad, the AAC Element 2. The Dead Air, you take the base and you find your your blast chamber and place that in there. Then you find your blast baffle, which is the one that has the 3 vents in the bottom. That keys onto there, and you stack that. Then after that, all these others are just standard baffles that will slide on there and key in place.
Kind of hear and feel when it goes in there. That's kind of nice.
And I can even show it to you right here as that lines up.
And just see that little key right there.
You can see that it just
Pop.
pops right in. And so you put all your blast baffles in place. And then you place your final blast baffle that does not have a key on the top. It's got the smooth top, but it still has a key on the bottom. Now, what they say is that you then just slide this over the stack. However, well, that went pretty smooth. It's not always super smooth like that. Then see, this has happened already before.
Didn't quite go all the way in.
It doesn't go in quite far enough. Now I've
And it just slips out the bottom and
so it's designed to be easy, but it's really not as awesome. There we go. I found the key.
I'll bet once it's actually just been cleaned, it goes together quite nicely.
Well, there we go.
And with these, you can also lube them in the.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, they also recommend, and I already did on the Dead Air, is I used a little bit of a lube.
Choke tube lube.
Which is also it's essentially a type of light grease, like almost like a lithium grease.
Molly or something.
And then I will find this, line that up, and get that started by hand, and then use the spanner tool so as to tighten this end cap properly.
And that's it.
That's that. Finally, the Q El Camino. This one, figure out which side your barrel screws into. These little guys, they describe them as little traffic cones. So we put the traffic cone towards the muzzle. So now I just stack in these traffic cones towards the muzzle.
And those traffic cones are really obvious compared to the other end of it, as you see as they're going in. It's you're not going to make that mistake of going in backwards.
And then you put on your end cap.
Very easy one. Very simple. I like the Q.
Yeah, me too. Take this. I'm not even going to make it very tight, but I don't want it to come undone. There we go. Boom. Done. Okay, here's the AAC Element 2. 132 grams. The Dead Air Mask HD. 196 grams.
It's a toad.
And the Q El Camino. 124 grams. We'll convert those all to ounces for you.
Thank you, Cameron. Way to go, man.